Today we have a 2008 Toyota Tundra with the 5.7 liter engine, the 3UR FE. We're going to be replacing the water pump. So first thing, lift it up, take off that skid plate, held in with some number 12s, and then with a 14, place it on the tensioner pulley bolt right here in the off position, pushing to the side, locking it in if you have something like a small bolt, and remove the drive belt. And we're gonna just go ahead and completely remove it so it doesn't get wet. And I'm gonna bring it back down, and we're gonna look at the top at the water pump. As you can see, it's right here. So we're now back at top. I pulled the drive belt out from up here. Before I start moving these hoses here, I want to get a good view of what we're doing. So I'm gonna start off by removing the fan here. It's gonna be 4 number 12 bolts. Now they do make a tool that holds it, but what I normally do is just grab my wrench and then just place my little pry bar or along with a screwdriver and just hold it steady. Probably not the safest way to do it, but it gets the job done. So we can go ahead and remove this, pull it off, and just get it out the way. So after you remove those bolts, just kind of push back, being careful with the radiator back here. And now we're gonna get the fan shroud out the way. Probably will have to move up the radiator hose, but let's see what happens. We're going to move the 210s for the fan shroud, just kind of angle it towards our left side here, the right side of the engine, and get it out the way. Alright y'all, so I did have to remove the upper radiator hose to get that shroud out. It's just really not much room to manipulate. But as you can see, it exposes the whole area a lot more. The water pump pulley is right here. I used a number 12 of my mini little Makita impact to loosen these bolts off. There's many ways to do it. You can use a drive belt and just kind of hold it steady while you break the bolts, or use a flathead pry bar and hold it in one position. But once you get those, they also have a tool to hold it, but you know, I just use that. So let's get this pulley out the way and expose it a little more and see what we're working with. Now with the pulley removed here, it kind of exposes my bolts further down. And if y'all have seen from a lot of my videos, I really like to leave as much on as possible when removing stuff. So I was trying to see if I can just leave these hoses on. However, in order to remove the thermostat housing here from the water pump housing, there are some bolts behind these hoses that need to come off. So next thing we're gonna do here is just go ahead and remove these 2 hoses right here. I'm gonna remove it from the thermostat housing end here and just kind of push them to the side, which will expose some bolts that are literally right behind this hose back here. So let's go ahead and get these off real quick. I might be able to leave this one on, and if not, I'm gonna take it off and not even mention it. I'll just kind of swing it around. But we can probably leave the lower radiator hose attached, especially since I will be replacing the thermostat housing, or thermostat later. I'm just gonna leave it there for my other video. But let's go ahead and get these hoses off and expose everything. Hopefully you can see a little bit more, and I should be able to show y'all every bolt. Now let me mention that the hose behind this one out here, right here, I'm gonna have to remove this little number 10. It's holding the bracket for that hose, that pipe that goes down to, looks like near the water cooler. Engine oil cooler. So let's go ahead and disconnect this so we have some little leeway, and remove the clamp here and just pull the hose to the side, just kind of like bend it out the way. Alright guys, so I was able to get this hose off right here, but a couple things you're gonna have to do. I didn't realize how short it was, so there wasn't much room to manipulate. So you have to remove a number 10 bolt here from this bracket, as well as move this hose from the pipe here, which will give you enough room to pull it back in order for you to remove that one number 12 back literally right directly behind this to get to this housing removed from the water pump housing. I also have to remove a number 10 here, right there. I went ahead and moved the top bypass hose as well. It's just going to give me access to another number 12 directly in here. With my new part here, I'm going to show y'all. Sorry for the fan noise, it's really hot today. There's going to be 3 number 12 bolts around the housing here that we're going to have to remove. So we'll get a better view once I remove it, but let's get this out and swing it outward. We'll expose the water pump further. Okay guys, so after removing those 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3, just pulled back a little bit and came right out. There is another hose right there where my finger is. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that just so I can swing this out further, and pretty much all of my water pump bolts should be exposed. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Okay guys, so swung that over a little bit more once I took it off this hose here. So pretty much we've exposed the entire water pump here. As you can see that's where it was leaking right there. All the bolts around, but because I'm working from up here, I can't directly see down there. I'm pretty much gonna just feel around. So with their new pump, you'll see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 12 bolts, and then the 2 here will be 14s. So we'll just go around with our number 12, removing those, and then remove the 2 14s in the center. Alright, also this is the new part, all my bolts removed, and this is why I kind of set them like this, because you have different sizes. Went ahead, just pulled straight back with that, and then be sure to grab the very thick metal gasket right there. And I'm just going to wipe it down a little bit, clean it up, the surface, and get ready to install the new. Okay guys, so I have my new water pump set in place. Now we're just going to torque it down. Now there's 3 different types of torque because there's 3 different size bolts. So if you recall, we have 2 14 millimeters up top. That will get torqued down to 37 foot-pounds. The long one here, that's a 12, will get torqued down to 17 foot-pounds, and the rest will get torqued down to 15 foot-pounds. So after we do that, I'm going to go ahead and throw the thermostat housing back on and tighten those 3 12 millimeter bolts to 15 foot-pounds as well. But remember that there is a gasket right here that we will have to place before putting this on. Sorry, quick correction. These 2 14 millimeters is 35 foot-pounds, or 47 newton meters, 23 newton meters, and the rest would be 20 newton meters, or 35 foot-pounds, 17 foot-pounds, and 15 foot-pounds. Okay guys, so I have this thermostat housing back in place. My 3 bolts up top tightened to 15 foot-pounds, or 20 newton meters. So now all we gotta do is pretty much put our hoses back on, our little brackets, and we're done. So thanks for watching, y'all. Please like, subscribe. More videos to come. Also, if you are going to be torquing these down, I believe this one is 15 foot-pounds for these bolts here, and I believe this is the same as well. So it's not too, don't worry too much on torquing these since there's no gasket, but it is what it is. Just tighten it snug. So thanks for watching, y'all.